Did you know that Konosuba is actually one of my favorite isekais? And the reason for this is that, first of all, the hero is not pure good. He's not evil either. He is human. And the relationship between the three main characters is that of trash talking, playing pranks on each other, and being mean to each other, but they're actually friends. And this actually shows that the writer of this anime understands humanity and understands how things work. If you look at American TV shows, they never do that. They never have like some friends that trash talk or that would play a prank on each other. Like they consider that to be incredibly politically incorrect, especially if a man were to play a prank on a woman, or if he were to make fun of a woman the same way that Aqua gets made fun of. And it's interesting because the female characters are actually wholesome and again they are realistic people. Like when I look at Aqua, I can say, yeah, I believe that a woman like that can exist in real life. So again, like the writer actually made an important job, and so props to the author for making very believable personalities for his characters. Now, what's interesting is that there was a fan service moment in a previous episode. I haven't seen it, but basically there's a creature that is flicking at the breasts of darkness. And despite the fact that there are so many vulgar Rick and Morty episodes, this one particularly upset the people on the Twitter. And as you can see, a lot of them are saying that and as you can see, a lot of people on Twitter are absolutely shocked by this. They're appalled. Again, we live in the age of OnlyFans, and a couple of days ago on the main page of Twitch, there was an actual woman, like an actual human being, that flesh and blood, painting her boobies. And must I remind people that Twitch advertises itself as a family-friendly platform, age 13 and up. And yet, for some reason, if it's an anime, these people are shocked. They are acting like church ladies. I feel the need to point out that Baldur's Gate came out where you can have sex with a bear. But the moment you have this in an anime, these people are shocked. Like they have never seen anything sexual in their life on television. So they have to go on Twitter and explain to us just how shocked they are. And as you can see, like, you get individuals saying that the thing is that the series does have some genuinely funny moments, but Twitter dudes will repost scenes and caption them like stuff, and just say you're horny, bro. Okay, they're horny. What's your problem? Like, really, we live in an age where in the United States they have like this big pride parade, and you are shocked that people can be horny on Twitter. I don't even know what to say. I mean, are these people for real? Like, legitimately, are they for real? Like, are they secluded from reality? Do they live in a mountain, in a cave? Are they hermits? Here you have another one saying, I'll admit, I really like Konosuba when I was 14, but as I got older, I can't help but cringe at it. Which, okay, I guess it's fine when you see, like, one person that has, like, 230,000 views like this, but it's almost like they're getting marching orders. Because here we got like someone else, like, oh, I watched it when I was a kid, but now I'm cringing. Who watches this shit? And I'm thinking, like, are they required to say this? Because I honestly think they are. You know, like, there are many things that I watched as a kid and I find now cringe. But I wouldn't, like, actually go out of my way on Twitter in order to complain about it. So what I think is happening is that they are under duress. Like, it's someone like pointing a gun at them, and they have to say at least twice a day that they dislike anime and they find it cringe, because otherwise their friends are going to alienate them. But I you know what? I want to take a moment to describe America's culture the way I view it, right? And when I say America's culture, I mean normie culture, especially like the one that you're going to find on Twitter. So please correct me if I'm wrong here. In the United States right now, if any entertainment for teenagers, if it has gore in it, you're going to get almost nobody upset about it. So, for example, if you have stuff like Rick and Morty, and let's say a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old watches it, and Rick and Morty has a lot of gore, it's got a lot of toilet humor, it's even got like some sexual elements, but I guess like the characters are so ugly that it doesn't really care. um, people would be freaked out by it, right? Like even if kids watch it, and stuff like Rick and Morty are a dime a dozen. Has Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss. These shows are filled with toilet humor, a lot of curse words, again, over the top violence, gore, and no one is complaining, right? Like if you see a kid watching that, that's fine. What else do we have in America? Oh, we got stuff like Drag Kids Story Hour. I have seen even babies and toddlers being taken to that event. I'm starting to believe that it's almost like a ceremonial thing now. It's got like the ceremonial nature where the mother has to prove herself that she is so tolerant that she needs to bring her baby to a Drag Kids Story Hour event. You can find them on Google. They are so important for American culture now that even discussing that someone were to suggest abolishing these events is heresy. So we got Disney, like, flat out openly saying a couple of months ago that they have an open LGBT agenda and that got them into problem with the Florida legislator. So just a quick recap. LGBT content and Drag Kids Story Hour, as well as gore and toilet humor, all of these are acceptable in American entertainment, even if kids watch it. Sometimes kids should watch it, right? However, what is not acceptable under any circumstance is any type of heterosexual fan service, even as a joke. It is 100% sinful. It is disgusting. It is horrible. Anime is the worst thing ever, right? Am I following this correctly? Like, what type of values are this? Because I would understand, like, if you're, like, going for Christian values, and then it's like, okay, well, nothing sexual. Although even in the 90s, or even during the Bush era, you still had, like, some sort of fan service. Like, I remember watching Smallville, Buffy, Xena. You know, they still had, like, sex scenes and stuff. And they were marketed for the younger generation. And it was fine. But now it's like, I understand, like, nothing heterosexual related, okay? Like, absolutely nothing. Like, purity taken to the extreme. But as much gore and violence as physically possible in almost all entertainment. Like, that is allowed. Cursing, as long as you don't use slurs. I would say, like, any type of slur also not allowed. And as I'm genuinely trying to figure out why that is, I believe I've managed to come up with the answer, and that is that they are trying to demoralize young men. Because again, like, they do not care if it's fan service for women. Like, if an anime would have naked chest men, they don't care about that. They don't care about if it's fan service for gay people. Like, that's fine. It's just like fan service for men that they have an issue with. And I do believe that it has to do with demoralization. And what I mean by this is that when a man reaches puberty, right, and he transitions from boyhood to manhood, he's going to be interested in icky things. Like, it's normal, it's healthy. But what they are suggesting is that there is something wrong, there is something pathological with the young man if he wants to watch that, right? It is something vile. You shouldn't. And the only reason they do that is to demoralize the person, to make them feel like there's something wrong with them. Perhaps, like, maybe he should explore other sexualities, or maybe he should listen to what feminists have to say about how a man should behave in society, right? Like, I genuinely think that this is the only possible explanation that I can find, because again, it's just with fan service, right? Like, and for straight heterosexual men, like if it's, and you can see this in Western video games, right? Like Baldur's Gate, like, allows you to have sex with bears. They don't complain about any of the male characters that are hypersexualized. Like, that's fine. Even character editors like Diablo, when he tried to create body type B, which is male, like, those are over the top sexualized. It's just like completely targeting the heteronormative sexualization. And I think, like, also by extension, like, anything that has to do with the lesbian gays as well. Like, they don't like that. But hey, let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.